Takže čau lidi a vítejte u dalšího pokračování ze hry Zaklínač 3 Divokýho. No a dneska vítejte tady na hřbitově. Máme se tady setkat s Regisem, už konečně jdeme na hlavní dějovou linku. Tak uvidíme, co se tady od něj dozvíme pěknýho. Máme se tady s ním sejít na hřbitově, je to upír, tak je to logický.
Regis. Damn it, locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Jiná cesta, jo? Tak tady je jeskyně, si vidím dobře. A hlavně archespory. Ale na ty já teď nemám nerva. Tak prej musím mít nerva. Proč jsou všude ty jedny hnusný? Kvítka? No jen vylez ty. Kvítko blbý. Tak, hotovo. Ho měli. Tak, ahuru. A Kikimori ještě, no. To je fakt, mají tady. Spálíme to tady pěkně. Všechno spálený, výborně. Aha. Ona vylezla válečnice, když zjistila, že jsem jim rozbil to. Level 37. Nic dělat nebude. Tak. Díky. Šup, tudy. Jo, řekl bych, že jsem tu dobře. Až moc dobře.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
A na co? Na co? Nám postačí ta ruka?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kermoran, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Odkud pochází ten prsten?
Thing's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen, and the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
A můžeš prostě zavolat?
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg.
No dobrá, tak ten uvař ten odvar.
Spent half his life proving his theory.
Uvinarius.
Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this.
Dovolat menší pomoc, aha. No. Yeah.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than us. It will take them some time nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
No tak jo. Tak jo, no.
This is but a weak infusion.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
No, to je fakt, tajemství má hodně, no.
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Dettlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbor's respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruise, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. What of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
No, tak teď se děje, co řekne pěkně.
Then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back, defeated the wild hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
Jaké je to být mrtvý? No tak to je dobrá otázka, no to se zeptej.
What everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Když nepět toto.
New body. That give you a new start, blank slate.
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
No dobrá, a teď ta poslední otázka.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detlef recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard.
To je pěkně řečeno.
We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth.
Když zabije upíra, tak už neožím. A toto?
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Já si nedokážu úplně představit Geralta jako někoho jiného. Ale tak dáme, že jo.
anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always.
To je fakt, no.
I like being on the path. Like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
No jo.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
No, ještě furt se nám nevrátila ta ránička. A, už tam je.
Ever vigilant even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
To poklona mě těší.
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
A víš o něm něco dalšího?
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Aha, a co o té kletbě?
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Učebnicový popis kletby.
My mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Jo, tak já jdu.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some.
Too much in the white will simply sell you.
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial.
So?
Yes, till later.
Jo, nazdar.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome.
All right.
And to you, my
No tak čau. Tak, to by bylo. No tak Regi si běž, hele já jdu tady k rozcestníku. Jsme tu, tady je to prokletý sídlo. Bargeste. Už umřite. Hrozný s těma bargestama tady. Tak jsme tady. Tyjo, fakt tady jsou všude lžičky. On nekecal. Ukaž to. Fakt všude lžička sama.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Tak se podíváme, co tu máme. Kolatý kletby, krom těch lžic. Tady je lžice. Ajajajaj, tady. Tak, tady. Samý lžice. Lžicový klíč.
Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector. Another spoon.
Poznámka. Aha, do dražby. Aha. Smigol. Serkinstovi. To je zajímavý. Nějaká starožitná žíca, by se dalo říct. Tak se na to podíváme, co to ještě máme. Ukaž to.
Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense.
De fakt nedává smysl. Jak to, že jsou tady takhle daný jako? To je divný. Proč by tady jen tak leželi? Mě jsem prostě musel dotáhnout asi. Divný. Co je další? Rozpadající se dopis. Drahý pane Levasie. Levasie. To je zajímavý. No. No, nevadí. Tak co pak tu máme pěkného? Další lžička samozřejmě. Tady dále, to je zase ten nápis, další kostra.
Broken neck, indentation in the skull's lateral surface, smacked in the head with something heavy.
Tak. A tady vede cesta dolů. Oh. Tak, no. Vychtí doupě, no. No vidíš, říkal pravdu Regis. Tam nevidím ten kotlík. Co tu máme? Ze skříně uvidím na kotlík. Tak zalezu do skříně. Jsem teda zvědavej. Co to bude dít? A už je tam. A to je on asi, no jasně. Pěkně, jo. Ještě tam hoď ty sliny, to přesně potřebuju. To je jen s tím zakvedlej. Zaútočí, zkusíme zlomit tu kletbu. No.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
No tak teď se zvědavej.
Tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Jo, dík za židlo.
Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you.
Tak. Jak zněla ta kletba? Už sedím, žádná lžíce, a nebudeš si přát vidět vlastního odraz v zrcadle. Takže se najíme bez lžíce.
You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
No. Je. Aha, ale něco se děje. Ty brďo. Jdi za pachem Vichtova vývaru, o. Jo, přesně tak, to se stalo s tím Vichtem. Kam běžel? Jsem myslel, že jsem mu tu kletbu zlomil. Podle těch slov. Vážně, bargesti. Na vás teď vážně nemám čas. Vážně? Ještě skapu kvůli vám. Přestaňte na mě takhle furt naskakovat. Tak. Stopa. Tady vede stopa. A nebo další bargest, jo, taky samozřejmě, taky řešení. Tak. Stopa. A tamhle něco. Marlen?
Easy, not gonna hurt you.
Ty brďo.
I must eat.
Aha.
I'll take you someplace safe.
Někam do bezpečí, no nevypadá, no, tyjo, a vypadá hrozně, no. Asi už byla prokletá hodně dlouho. No jo, no. Na Corvo Bianco, Judové zem. No tak jo, tak je to tam spravený, že jo, domek pro hosty, všechno máme.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Byla prokletá.
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Popřemýšlel jsem na tom, jak to
Curses are
přežívají.
tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Tak díky. Čau. Úroveň 48, oh. No nic. Tak to máme tady to hotový. Každopádně, řekl bych, že by to pro dnešní díl stačilo. Příště se vrátíme za Regisem a uvidíme, co bude tady s tou slinou dělat. Takže to bude pro dnešní díl všechno. No a uvidíme se u dalšího dílu. Takže čau čau.